I consent to be live streamed. Do you consent to be live streamed?
Yeah, I consented.
Thank God.
I don't want. Are
I'm
we
all
having
about
another? Are we having another host? Is
No,
Dylan
I've
jumping
met,
on?
I've messaged live stream.
Yeah, I consented.
I've messaged Meg. I messaged a few people. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Hyrox. I just said Hyrox. The Hyrox Dubai Women's Live Feed Watchalong. This race has already happened. We are going to bring it to you as best we can, as if we're watching it for the first time. But we may slip and say something that says we know what's happening. So, unfortunately, the Hyrox live feed did not start on time. It started at the sled push. As you can see here, live with me is Anthony Parasini, head coach of the Hybrid Engine. You want to say hello? Because so far you're not appearing. I want to make sure you can appear.
Oh, hi. I am Anthony Parasini. Can you see me now?
Okay, good. We are going to start this race and join in. Oh, I got to share this link. Shoot. Let me share this beautiful link with the people so they can comment along with us.
So do we want to introduce? Yeah, so they were 12 minutes late on getting the live stream up. So we actually joined the women at the sled push.
I just said that, but that's okay.
Well, at this point in the race,
okay.
Lauren is about one length ahead of Michaela on the sled push.
Okay, sorry, I was being a jerk. I apologize. Wouldn't be the first time I was a jerk. We are going to get this beautiful link up. There's the men's live feed. Here's the women's. Let's go ahead and start this bad boy. All right, go ahead, my friend. Hit it, play on the magic button.
And away we go.
Hey, that's what I say.
I do listen to you. All right, so Lauren's in the left lane over there in the blue bottoms and red top. Her red top is the hybrid engine top. Michaela was in lane 2. She's wearing the pants and the what was it? Pants and a tank top. You see, and then
can you make this? Can you make this any bigger? Because see all the screen we're not using.
Yeah, but if I make it any bigger, it's going to pull my old face back in.
Can we just see for a second, just to compare? Just because this big space is a little distracting to me.
Oh, it's not making the video any bigger. It's staying the same size. Because it's just an Instagram. Yeah, it's an Instagram live feed. So that's all we get from it.
Okay.
Sorry. I mean, I can maybe change the monitor I'm sharing, but we might lose some stuff.
All right.
So, yeah, the women are pushing. At this point in the race, Lauren had, I don't remember how many second lead, but it was about one length of the sled push. So I'll pull up how the women did on a separate screen here so that we can like at least get the splits for them as we're going through this. And I'm not sure, but I think that third lane is Jess Tao, who, I don't know, she's from the UAE, and then Emily Webb of Great Britain, and you can see Jade Skillen in here as well. So there's Jade. She's got the dreads and the maroon shorts.
So Jess is a triathlete. She does OCR. I checked out her feed. She's a very well-rounded athlete.
Good. So the cameraman, I think it was his first time filming. He did not follow the top 2 women out of the sled push. or the top three for that matter. He stays in the sled station for a very long time. So for everyone that's trying to watch a race that says you should stay in the stations, here's a reason why you don't do that. So, but for the sled push, just getting us up to this point for the women, the first run, Lauren was a 3:10, Michaela was a 3:12. The 1,000-meter skier, Lauren was a 4:02, Michaela was a 4:11. The second run, Lauren was a 3:49 and Michaela was a 3:58. The sled push, which is what we just tuned in on, Lauren pushed the sled in a 2:23, and Michaela pushed it in a 2:56, which is a pretty close gap considering that in some of the past races, Michaela has been about a minute behind after the sled push. But she usually makes up 30 to 40 seconds in the sled pull. So as I get into this, we'll start to see. There goes Jade Skillen. And now the guy will.
I thought that girl was going to start pushing back. Like it's a new obstacle.
Yeah.
Dude, look at you in the comments telling them what to do. Classic Instagrammer. Nobody's listening.
He wasn't. He listened. He starts to follow like what I was saying later on in this video.
We just saw you typing in real time. Come on, camera guy. Next time I'll wake up early, buddy. We'll do this right.
It's all right. I was very tired. I got an hour and a half sleep before doing the men's, and now we're back on this one. I like rewatching though. I mean, if you guys don't know, I rewatch all of the Hyroxes a lot. Like we do just,
I know, but just they never. You got somebody saying follow the run. You got somebody saying follow the station. You got another person saying where's my friend in age group. So that's why I just try not to talk to the cameraman. Also, I've been the cameraman and I know how annoying it is when people talk to you. So
yeah, I just when I was listening to it, from what I could tell, like he goes back to the station. He didn't know really what he was doing, and he didn't know who the athletes were and who to follow or what to do. You'll see here at some point I actually ask him, hey cameraman, what's your name? I don't want to keep calling you cameraman, but he doesn't respond. And he puts music on his phone while he's doing this, and the music like drowns out everything, and all we got was music for a long time.
Amazing. I love that I'm watching you type in real time. This is some amazing stuff. We will definitely do this better next time. I will wake up early for you, buddy.
That's all right. What I do like is that what I realized when I started filming these, like watch-alongs, is you can see all the live comments that you never get to see when you do them watching back. So you usually don't get to see the live comments.
Right. And that's another reason why going on YouTube is a way to do that. Now you can disable the live comments for the later views, but
yeah.
But yeah, this person, God bless this person, who they said, here's a phone. They didn't even clearly explain this is a race. These are the winners.
I don't think they told him what was going on. So like, here's the women on the sled pull. They're not using that first lane. It was smart. Lauren's about a sled pull length ahead of Michaela. They're both in there. So Lauren's right now, this should be the second sled pull. So the second length. There we go. And you'll see I get in here, but we'll see if we get it. Alondra might have something to say about Michaela's sled pull at some point.
Oh no! Did she get the Alondra penalty, or she didn't get the Alondra penalty?
No, she doesn't get a penalty, but she steps, her foot outside the box. like not unnoticeable and not just one time. So I can't tell if they added weights to the sled. I messaged Lauren. I asked her. She said that she saw them debating it 5 minutes before she had to get corralled to go start. And so
you are now calling him cameraman in all caps. He probably doesn't even have he probably doesn't even like have this on. He's probably not even looking at them.
Well, that's what I didn't know.
He's jamming to his tunes.
Yeah, maybe he wasn't like looking at the comments. That's why I did it in all caps, just so that he could like, hey, these are comments directed at you.
You crack me up, buddy.
Oh, the Shiz was watching live. Looks like he said, oh yeah, we were tracking the trading cards. I want to collect the whole set. I want a trading card of all the Elite 15. If he's still watching, that's what I'm looking for.
He's definitely still watching. He watched the last one too.
Okay. So there goes Lauren. That's when I start the clock. I was trying to get her split times.
Right.
So
what do you think? What do you think the difference is? I asked you last night. You know, Lauren lost to Michaela last time they raced. I said, what's going to be the difference today? And what did you tell me?
Well, Michaela's coming back from a medical issue, so you don't really know where her fitness is at because she had to take time off. She had myocarditis, which is just some inflammation of the heart, but it could be very serious. So you don't really know where she's at. The big key here is that these ladies, Lauren and Michaela. Now, Michaela is actually very difficult to strategize for. She's very tough to understand. She doesn't have a lot of film out there. You don't know all of her splits, so you're very limited in what you can actually digest of her racing so far. But the big thing you can tell is that she is the most powerful sled puller out of all the elite women. And so her sled pull times are just crazy fast, and they've been it in every race. And you know, you want those races where you compare them against each other, like people that have raced each other. You want those direct comparisons, and then you want the secondary comparisons of other people that have raced each person. And it looks like Michaela's a very good sled puller, and she's pretty good. What was her other station? Was it lunges? I think she's pretty good at lunges, but she's not super strong in the sled push or the burpee broad jumps in her past races. I think she actually does better in the burpee broad jumps on this race. This was a funny part. So the cameraman tried keeping up with Michaela for one lap, and he just petered out. He stopped keeping up. So he ends up waiting by the in arch, which I think is actually a pretty good deal. It's nice to see when the athletes come by, you can get splits and stuff. So it's a good place for him. He's very out of breath at this point.
I love that you're like, look for Lauren, and he might not even know who Lauren is. I like this. This is the best part of this live feed, is watching your frustration at fucking 2 a.m. your time.
I mean, he got some help from this lady, and she was pointing out that judge. She was pointing out who the people are. And then I tell him, there goes Lauren. I tell him, like, she's the one in the blue shorts and the red shirt. But they were telling her to go in right there, and she had one more lap.
So she wisely knew not to go in.
She knew not to go in.
Yeah. Good job, Lauren Weeks.
So, but like I was saying, you asked me what kind of the strategy was. That what it was against Michaela? Michaela's a tough one to strategize for. So, because her and Lauren in past races that they've actually raced each other are very even on the runs, and 4 out of the stations, they're very even. And then they each are better than the other at 2 of the stations apiece. So it's such an even race. You just have to make sure, there goes Michaela. You have to make sure that your stations that you have the advantage are more of an advantage than the stations that they have an advantage.
I think that's solid. I think that's why you've coached 8 world championships.
8?
However many it is, I lose count. She wins a lot.
Yeah, she's.
That's
There she
me.
is.
See that guy walking? That's me. That's my Hyrox.
Is it? Are you gonna do a full Hyrox
I
solo
am.
this year?
This year, definitely not.
Okay.
I mean, I could, but it would be another really, really slow one. So let me get my strength back and my full strength back and start getting some more miles under my feet. And
Yeah.
let's watch Burpee broad jump form.
She's got some great burpees here. Feet stay together really well.
God, she's faster than Kent at these.
So
Don't you think?
yeah, I mean, she's got a really fast. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the perception of Lauren is outside of our zone, our bubble, right? Because nobody's gonna say that, but she's very fast at burpees. She has some of the fastest burpee splits in her past races, and especially races like this that are not on the grid where you don't have to turn around. Because on the grid, she actually ends up doing like an extra half burpee every single turn because her jumps just don't line up with the 20-meter mark on the grid.
Right. So here you are telling you to turn back. And that's why I said this is like situational awareness. You just go, oh, okay. Now I should probably get in front of this person in first so that I can see the person behind them. It's not even.
Yeah. I mean,
it's just situational awareness.
He goes over to here, and so you can watch him pass, and you end up seeing Lauren's about 12 to 15 burpees ahead of Michaela when they pass each other. If you just double like what it is. But Michaela, he doesn't show her form at all, but watch her. She's doing a really good job. She stays low and she goes right into the burpee. It's just on the burpee, she kind of like is a little slower getting off the ground.
So what's Lauren's fastest burpee broad jump time?
It's like a 2:15, 2:20.
And what did Kent do at this race today?
I can tell you what both of them did at this race today. Give me 1 second. So at this race today, Kent did a 2:37 and Lauren did 2:48. So Kent was faster. I think she slows down here at the end, or just wherever the timing is. I'm not exactly sure.
You know what the shiz means with this comment?
What'd he say?
It says
Hyrox daily helping to push it forward for the Elite 15. Oh, because I told him I wanted I said on here I wanted trading cards for all the Elite 15 members.
Right, but you're not Hyrox Daily.
Maybe he meant like Hyrox Daily is helping him.
Well, I thought he was talking to them.
Oh. I am unsure. So he runs one lap here with Lauren. I started asking the elapsed time and then
but considering he hadn't answered you once, what made you think 20 minutes into this live feed he's going to start answering you?
No, I was asking at that point, I was asking the other commentators.
Oh, okay.
It's just he didn't seem to know what was what what the race was. It's like you said, he was given a camera and said, "Hey, go film this." So
Cameraman, the rower is next. This is hilarious to me. Do you know why, Anthony, I'm laughing so hard?
why?
Because I relate to this level of control freak. That's why.
I
You
I
like
wasn't trying to
you're
be control freak. I just like
dude, you've made 20 comments. He's answered none, yet you're still telling him what to do.
he goes and does it after I say it. Like I told him the rower's next and go.
Well, they can tell him that though. Somebody said, go here. It's zone 4. It's like Christian always says when people say, you know, this race could be a little confusing if the arches aren't next to each other. He's like, it's so simple. One says in, one says out, one says go to row 3, next one says 4.
That sounded a little more Austrian than
Yeah,
German.
that was a little Arnold for everybody.
Arnold, yeah.
But yes, like that makes sense when you're walking slowly, but when you're in race brain, not necessarily. So yeah, I think he can figure that. I don't think you're helping him do that. I think he's got that part. They said,
Yeah.
Look at the arches. Get down now.
Yeah,
Look at
she
the
goes.
arches. Zone 4.
My sister is awake now. I'm probably too loud.
Okay, can you quickly cut and paste what New Raz says? I want to know what that comment is.
New Raz?
Yeah.
No, I can't cut and paste that. It's a video.
Okay, just type it in then.
How do I type those characters in?
Well, I mean, you listen, your wife is going to be an international athlete. You better learn these things.
I don't know how to do that. I don't have that keyboard.
Excuse me.
So you see that comment from this person, MK1178? Is that the music inside the building? This guy was playing like an Arabian just like an Arabian song or something. But it was like all instrumental and it'd been going on for 6-7 minutes at this point. And we were like, is that just what they're playing inside the venue? Is that and then he like shuts it off. And you go back to hearing it just sounds like a normal Hyrox. So you can get a gap on this one. Lauren's going into the rower here, and you watch, she gets on the rower at 11:43. So you can see the gap between her and when Michaela gets on. Because I got that timer still going in the top right corner. That is not the right timer. That is just a timer, so I could get splits.
Okay, what shoes is your wife wearing here?
She looked pretty comfortable. Those are that super shoe that everybody was wearing last season. Saucony Endorphin Pro. And I don't know which one, Elite or 3 or 2.
Can we get your wife a shoe sponsor maybe?
I'd love to.
I feel like we should talk offline more. I feel like I think we can help each other.
Okay. So I was going to reach out. So I went to Oregon State and I was a student athlete, and Oregon State was sponsored by Nike. We got 1/10 the sponsorship of the University of Oregon, basically.
Well, I mean, come on.
But a lot of people that I knew, the student athletes, some of them went to work for Nike. And I connected with one of the gymnasts that I was on the student athlete advisory committee for. I connected with one of the gymnasts on LinkedIn a couple weeks ago, and I'm explaining the gap between Lauren and Michaela. 1 minute at the rower. Um, anyway, I connected with her, and she's like she's like a director of PR for Nike now, or something. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll reach out to her and ask her, does Nike do sponsorships? Do they want to get into the hybrid fitness space?
Well, I think we know they do sponsorships. The question is, do they
Yeah.
want to give you some money? And I think the answer is, I don't know. Let's make that happen.
Yeah. If I knew how to do that, I would.
All right. Well, we should talk offline. I'm good at the asking.
Are you? Okay.
Sometimes they say yes, sometimes they say no. I mean, don't you know this is what I do for a living? That I'm sponsorship supported and somewhat Patreon supported.
I'm not very good at the asking. I'm very uncomfortable with the asking.
I'm really good at the asking. Haven't you heard my amazing ad reads for Obscure Racing Media for the last 10 years?
Yeah.
That's what you do when you ask people for money.
I bought you coffee, or I bought your coffee. The
long run coffee?
Everyone. What's that?
The long run coffee?
I bought Good Day, Everyone.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that support. And he appreciates that support. But now I have a new coffee sponsor. That guy's the old news.
Oh, okay. Resolute Coffee now.
Resolute Coffee. Let's go. He actually does Deca and Hyrox.
Is it still like your brand on Resolute Coffee?
No. This is his coffee. That was what we call a white label situation.
Yeah.
We tried a little collab, and it went how it went. But now we're all about Resolute Coffee. We appreciate the shiz, by the way, only commenter. For some reason, I thought we would get more people watching the women because most people were asleep.
It's a better race.
It's a better race, and most people were sleeping.
They already know.
I know, but they still want to know what happened. They want to watch Lauren and Michaela duke it out.
I mean, I would. So
Michaela your wife is what? 5'7", 5'8", 5'5"?
Lauren's 5'3".
5'3". So Lauren's 5'3". Kayla's what? 6'2"?
Yeah, she might be 5'8", 5'9". There's a big discrepancy. But Lauren's off the rower there. So she was off the rower at like 15:50-ish on this clock. So you'll be able to see when Michaela comes off. And third place isn't even in there yet. So obviously this is the race, right, between these two to watch. And just knowing their results, it definitely was a race. I mean, Michaela puts up a PR time. Lauren puts up a PR time. It's a very good race to watch. And
this was Lauren's PR?
Yeah, 59:27.
Well, I need to put that in the result. You didn't say that to me. You should have commented.
It's the second time she's gone under 60. First, I don't know, first woman to break 60 twice, but there's only ever been 3 times put up by women that are under 60 minutes. And I can't believe how fast the women have gotten over the last couple of years. I go back and look at Lauren's times because I have them all set and logged and everything.
Yes, I know. And we went over this, remember?
Yeah. And like her first race was an hour 11, a 71 minute. Like it was, who's gonna break 70 minutes on US soil, right? And then that happened. So, and then it was like, how close are we getting to 65 minutes? And Lauren was at 65 minutes she broke it at the World Championships in 2021. And then that record stood for 2 years. And then all of a sudden last year was the year for world records. Like Linda Meyer broke a world record in her first race of the year. And then Meg, and then Michaela broke the world record, and then Meg again. Like there were so many world records just going down last year. And I don't know, like, was it the courses? Was it like just the caliber of athlete? Was it a combination of both? Because taking minutes off of the records like just started to happen. So see, I said, hey, let's go watch him at the in arch. And then this guy goes and watches him at the in arch.
But again, somebody might have just told him that.
Yeah, well, I told him first. It was, I said something and then all of a sudden it happened. So uh so what I didn't like just about this race real fast is that they put the pro women behind like several heats of doubles men and doubles mixed, which just clogs the course. And it's actually it's a lot better than it looks a lot better than like New York did, but it's pretty tough when the course is clogged and people are in the fast lane. They're doing a pretty good job here, but I don't know if it's on this lap or another lap. Like Michaela does get stuck behind somebody for a split second. She's trying to figure out which way to weave.
I love this comment above yours. They tried to give the cameraman a Red Bull. Cameraman rejected that Red Bull. Hashtag dedication.
That's funny. Oh, there goes Lauren.
I love that people run by the camera and do the thumbs up sign. It's like,
yeah.
I mean, I guess we all do that to a degree.
So here's the farmer carry. Lauren puts up a great farmer carry here. Faster than Kent's on this one.
Well, the weights are different. Burpee broad jumps are the same, just your body weight. So I just thought that was a more interesting comparison. But yeah, sure.
I bet you these kettlebells are a higher percentage of Lauren's body weight than those kettlebells Kent carries are a percentage of his.
You are probably right. I'll shut up now.
So I don't know if we ever got confirmation if the sleds were heavier or not.
Yeah, and we'll never, dude. We'll never know. I mean, it'd be nice if we got consistent answers on those, but we just have to go with whatever happens.
So my question is like, what if they just got rid of the carpet? If you're all pushing on concrete, then it's just the friction of the sled against concrete. It'll probably go faster, but it'll go faster for everyone.
Would it damage the concrete?
It might scratch it. Depends on if it's polished or
Well,
sealed concrete.
Well,
So,
there's your answer. They're not going to let them do that.
Yeah, but look at this concrete floor. It'd just be scratches. That stuff's more scratched up than what the sleds would do. So she had a 1:30 farmer carry there.
Did your screen just slow down?
My screen slow down?
Yeah, I just got a little thinking clock. Did you not have that?
No.
Okay. It was on my end. That lady is quick.
Which one?
Lauren.
Oh.
Is she legally Lauren Parasini?
No. We didn't change her name yet. We were going to, but we're like, well, then we have to change her passport again. And it takes forever to get a passport. I didn't see this part. That guy just passed Michaela. Cameraman's like trying to run out of the way.
What's your kid's name?
Lily Ray Parasini.
Okay.
We've talked about it. Lauren will change her name. She just right now everybody knows her as Lauren Weeks, and getting all the paperwork to change it is just not something that is easy to go through.
Yeah, it's like only when you see these regular humans like walking between stations do you like remember like, oh yeah, this is really hard for most people.
Yeah. Well, watching it, um, like like you said, the regular humans and the people that are actually like running hard, it's a lot easier to tell how fast they are actually running. When you go watch the majors or the world championships where they're all 15 people on the floor are really all 15 people on the floor are really fast, it's hard to gauge just how fast they're actually going because they're moving. Everybody is though. Matt, what are you doing the rest of the day?
Well, believe it or not, I have a rare Saturday interview. Do you know who Eddie Ift is?
I do not.
So he's a comedian, but he also um, is someone that runs and works out and whatnot, which is rare for stand-up comics. So he knows Hunter, and I think he did Hunter's Beer Mile, or he filmed Hunter's Beer Mile, and we did a podcast once a couple years ago. Might have been during COVID, and it just came out shitty, like his signal was bad. So we've been trying to get together in person. He was here for a gig a year ago. We couldn't make it work. He's here for a gig this weekend, and I'm supposed to meet him uh, after this, actually. So maybe like 11 or 12. So that's if that goes well, that's what I'll be doing today. The rare Saturday interview. I usually don't do that with
When will
people.
that come out?
When will it come out? What do you think? I think that far ahead?
Is that an ORM or an HFM interview?
I don't know. Maybe we should put it on both. I don't know. I've thought about trying to grow. It's really hard to start up a podcast, even when even when you have a following on the other, that already exists.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about putting like half episodes up on ORM and say, hey, if you want to hear the rest, it just kind of reminds people to go subscribe. Because once people are subscribed, it's easy, right? It's there every week. They listen. Maybe they skip it. Maybe they don't. But it's there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's really hard.
I mean, yeah, once they're subscribed, like, oh, check out my other channel, it's probably a little easier to get them to subscribe to your second one.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly expected the numbers to be larger right away on hybrid, but they're not, because people just, people don't necessarily. I feel like we didn't even see this for the men. Did we see this workout for the men?
A little bit. Yeah, we talked about Kent's just a little. Remember he fell sideways?
Oh yeah.
I don't know if the cameraman listened to my comment there.
Follow her to the lunges. Again, he probably went to the giant balloon that says 7 on it. Tell Lauren she is 35. Yeah, I'm sure he did this. You are like all-time control freak levels now.
No, I was just wondering if he was looking at the comments and if he'd say it.
But he hadn't said anything you've done so far.
I muted most of it. It was once the music came on and it was like driving me crazy while I was trying to talk. I didn't keep it very loud.
So where did she lose the world record, on the balls?
No, it's something happens in these lunges, and I don't know really where it's at, because if you go back and look, like when all the ladies are on the same exact course, they're all within like 15 seconds of each other on most of these stations, right? Michaela and Lauren go into this station both ahead of the world record pace, and both come out of it like 20 to 45 seconds out of it, behind it. There's just like some kind of massive swing on it, just in the lunge station.
So I was wondering who that was in the orange. Is it the same person, or is orange what the judges wear?
No, the judges are all in blue in this one. It
So
looks
this,
like maybe they're volunteers though, because there's multiple people in orange.
yeah, I'm guessing maybe. You just went mute on me.
I went muted.
Oh, sorry, that was weird.
There was like a weird glitch there. I don't know what happened. My screen flashed. So, uh, the shiz, he said Georgia Wi-Fi. You hush. Yeah, just it. Lauren does a great lunges here. Like they're really solid for like her. It wasn't a bad time. It wasn't a uh like a blistering time. But Michaela goes 319 on the lunges there, and Lauren goes 328. So Michaela gets 9 seconds back just on the lunges on the station, which that's pretty good. Usually between 3 and 330 is where these women are when they lunge. But Michaela's got a good step. I'm very curious how she's gonna keep progressing, because she started out as a very high level athlete, right? So she was a CrossFit Games teams athlete, and so she's strong, but she likes to run. I'm very curious just how she's going to progress in this hybrid space. So, but Michaela's, I mean, she's taken first or second at every Hyrox she's ever ran. So she's doing very well. It was unfortunate that she had her medical issue before Worlds and couldn't be there, but
Yeah, I think we're definitely looking forward to seeing this match
yeah.
again in Nice. You want to
Well,
talk about that, Anthony?
Yeah, and is it Nice? Yeah, it's Nice. Nice is very nice in France, and it's in June, so it's actually 2 weeks later than it usually is.
Yeah, and it's thankfully right in the middle of the summer when flights are $2,200.
Yeah, I did not look up flights already. Did you look up flights?
I sure did.
That is rough.
Yeah, and they're definitely not always that expensive. I looked at other times of the year and they were like $850.
Yeah,
So
so Michaela looks like she's hurting there.
It's definitely a summertime thing.
Is that do you fly to Paris and like travel to Nice, or do you fly to Nice? I'm not exactly sure.
So from Atlanta, there's direct flights to Nice. Paris is like not short. It's like an 8-hour drive, 9-hour drive. Ooh, yeah, she's really struggling there. So I was talking to Ian over at UKHXR, and they can fly for like $150 round trip from there.
That's nice.
So maybe I can get a London flight cheaper. I don't know.
That's not a bad idea. I used to, when we lived in Las Vegas, there was billboards that like fly to London straight from Las Vegas for like $200 round trip. So if I have to drive to Vegas, fly to London, and then
I know, but that
to...
sounds like a leave at 2 a.m, 4 stops. There was a 4-stop flight when I looked, and I'm like, it's 48 hours of travel and 4 stops. It's like, there's no way I would ever do that. You know what I mean? Even if you save $1,000, I just could imagine how horrible that would be.
Yeah. I mean, this one going, I'm actually really surprised like how well Lauren did on this race. Because of the travel. She we talked, like she had 3 nights there and was not sleeping well. And so that's always really tough before you're trying to like go out and race, like it getting these reps in head to head with any of the elite 15 women is a good like measure and skill just to see where you're at and to understand like when it comes time for the world championships what you have to do. And so having a flight like this where she might not be able to perform her best because of the time difference and the sleep is really tough. I don't think a trip to Europe is usually as bad as all the way over to the Middle East or to Hong Kong would be, though.
Right. Yeah, I mean, are you going to travel with the whole kit and caboodle? Are you going to travel with Lily and the whole thing to France?
Yeah. Yes, we are.
So you got to get there at least a couple days early.
So more likely than not, what's going to happen is we'll send Lauren ahead and then I'll travel with Lily
right
a few days later because I don't have to sleep and be obviously right. So I'll be able to get there a few days later and just meet up with her and then go to the venue and I can take care of Lily so this
is a classic case of a horrible angle, right? Because you can't tell at all what her depth is here. And we know Lauren has great depth, right?
So you can also watch the knee joint but
like now it's a lot closer. But when they were first, but then when they were 10 feet away there at first, it's like, oh, yeah, those aren't good reps.
Well, and especially like compared to like if you look at Michaela's legs are a little thinner, Lauren's got bigger quads, and so it's hard to tell. But definitely her hip crease goes way below the top.
No, I know Lauren has great form. I'm just saying showing her at first from that angle shows why angle on the camera is everything.
Yeah, camera angle is very important, like if you're trying to show depth. And I think that's like a lot of the armchair arguments are just poor camera angle a lot of the time.
I would agree. Hey, I looked in the comments. Mark Van House said he was going to join us. He is not joining us. So I don't know what he's doing. He must be sleeping.
What? Mark said he was going to join us?
Yeah, you and he were chatting in the comments here on the Hyrox feed. He's like, I'll see you guys later.
Well, he meant for the men's race. He was probably watching the men's race.
He was not watching the men's race.
Oh.
He didn't comment at least.
Maybe he was watching the Instagram feed instead of your YouTube live feed then.
I think he's in bed.
I'm going to go back to bed. As soon as this is done, I'm going to go right back to sleep. Probably not, though. Actually, when we're done here, I'm probably going to try to FaceTime Lauren and see how she's doing.
Remind her she did an awesome job sending me the women's podium photos. Remind her to snag the men's too. Matt needs a photo.
She sent you that?
She did. Yeah. She sent me 3 photos and a video. She crushed it.
Wow.
Is she going to go unbroken here, Anthony?
So she does go unbroken, but she has 2 bobbles because the wall ball didn't hit the target twice. So she got 2 no reps and kind of bobbled them.
Like that one? So she did 102. She did 102 unbroken wall balls. Is that what you're saying?
Are you behind me? I'm like 10 seconds ahead of you on this video.
Well, are you watching Zoom or YouTube? What are you watching? Okay, she just finished.
I'm watching. Finished. Okay, yeah, I can go over and look at YouTube, and it's
I'm not watching. Back. No, I'm not watching YouTube. I'm watching Zoom.
I think no Zoom is ahead. YouTube's behind.
Oh shoot! I'm watching YouTube this whole time. I should be watching the Zoom. Are they okay? So now they're showing Michaela.
Yeah, Lauren goes back to help her out, root her on, and then they're watching Michaela. I mean, Michaela's another one of those ladies that goes unbroken. Like It's
Yeah,
just
the good CrossFit gals, they know how to just knock that shit out.
yeah. I mean, I put the thing on here. Like, she is so tough. Michaela, I very impressed with her performance. She hit a PR, 60 minutes and 35 seconds. Like, that was so good, and she gritted through it. Her we don't know the extent of her heart stuff except for what she posted on social media. So we don't really know, how it was obviously very serious. But yeah. I mean, she looked like she was in pain in some of those pictures and at parts of the video. So
I'm sure we'll find out. She'll comment probably.
yeah, I think she made a post. She said something, maybe she might have hurt her quad yesterday while in Dubai. But I mean, she put down a heck of a time for just coming back to hit a PR.
So to recap, Lauren Weeks, 59.27, personal record for her. She wins $2,500 US. Second, Norman Michaela, less than a minute behind her in 1 hour, 35 seconds. She wins 1,500 United States dollars.
That's a minute, 8 seconds back. Yeah.
You know what I meant.
Just over a minute.
And our third place hasn't come in yet, so we'll pretend we don't know.
They don't get to it. The video cuts out before.
Okay, then the third place belongs to Jess Towell, 1 hour, 7 minutes, 18 seconds. That is just under 7 minutes later. So a different class of athlete, Lauren and Norman. Sorry, Lauren and Michaela. Jess seems great. First one out, but 7 minutes is a large percentage.
If 107 is her very first Hyrox, that is very impressive. Like, she probably learned a few things, and if she can go out and take a minute and a half off, that's a top 15. That's an elite 15.
Yeah, so, and if you missed earlier, she's a Hyrox athlete. You want to take this off now? We can take this off now.
Yeah. Pause. You want me to stop sharing screen?
Just stop sharing, yeah. So I reached out to her because I saw her background as are you seeing both of us or just you right now?
I'm seeing both of us.
Okay. I'm looking on YouTube. Gosh darn it. I need to go to the right thing. Sorry here.
Oh, yeah. YouTube just has you. Zoom has both of us. I think it just has whoever's talking.
Right, but I want to have. Anyhow, she's a triathlete. She's an OCR athlete over there in the Middle East, and I will have her on the podcast soon. Any final thoughts before we wrap up on the women's or men's feed?
It's going to be an exciting year. I'm very interested to see how all these majors go. Glad they announced where World Championships was, when it was. Now you can kind of plan out your Hyrox season. It looks like Hyrox is officially in season now.
Well, if it started a couple weeks ago, though, no?
Yeah. I mean, but these are between Kent and Lauren and Michaela, those are the first times put up, right? Like, they would have been qualified for the Elite 15. And those 3 people already have automatic qualifiers.
And so now we're waiting for the new people who don't have automatic qualifiers. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. But it was nice to see this. It kind of makes me feel like a preseason football almost, where this was like a preseason race. You got to watch because it's before the majors. Anybody that would have qualified is already auto qualified for the majors. So we got to see Kent do a tune-up, Lauren and Michaela. So the next time we see these people race, it's going to be Chicago.
Well, all right then. Thanks for doing this with me, buddy. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, Matt.
We'll get some Nike. We'll get some Nike sponsorships.
Let's do it. Bye.
I'm trying to stop the live without stopping the Zoom.